Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is going to be an episode that is recorded actually on Wednesday, 9:20 p.m. and this will be uploaded on Thursday morning. It's basically just going to be talking about the very large spring storm that's going to be occurring, bringing severe weather, potentially snow, maybe not as much as previously thought, but a little bit more. I mean, a little bit still, despite the changes, and a little bit of a cool down, but then it seems like to be a warm up, and then it seems to be at least stretching out into spring, the warm up. So that is a definite good sign of spring to come. And I was gonna, I was gonna make the merch. Remember how I asked you that question about the merchandise? Well, I got a lot of positive feedback, but I still decided not to do it. And it's not because of you guys or anything like that. It's I come up with a better solution, better plan. So what I did was, did a little bit of research, and what I found was Amazon Associates. And anyone that knows what an affiliate marketing is, that's basically when, well, in this case, it's when I'll put links in the description box below to an item, to a certain item, maybe things I wear, things I recommend, and you will click on that link. I mean, anyone that has an Amazon account, I'm pretty sure most people are shopping on Amazon and have shopped before, so most of you have Amazon accounts, and you go to that link that's in the description box below. If you go right now, you can see there's a bunch of links like umbrella, thermometer, rain, garden boots, stuff like that, garden gloves. If you click on that link, you don't necessarily, I mean, you could buy that if you want to, but you don't necessarily need to buy that. Just go through that link and you'll be able to, access to Amazon, and you could buy whatever you want through that link. And then when you do that, I get like 2% off your purchase. So like you don't get any discount, but like what happens is they send me a little bit of money. So if you just pay like $50 for something, then I get like $2 off of it. If you pay like $10, I get like 25 cents off of it, which may not seem a lot, but like it could add up. And so if whenever you're doing Amazon shopping and you want to support this channel, remember to go through that link and go through that and shop for your items through that link. Not necessarily, you don't have to buy the item that's listed, but you could definitely help support the channel like that. And this is not like something mandatory, like go buy this now. No, like just go through that link when you want to buy something, and you will be in the next 24 hours, actually, even if you log out of Amazon, you will still be supporting my channel if you buy anything. So that's, I mean, I felt like that was more practical. You make a earning. I mean, you buy something just like anything, but you support my channel meanwhile. So you don't have to get out of your way to buy like a $20 shirt or anything like that. So I feel like that's nice. So right now we could see we are looking at the temperatures. Right now we're looking at we're looking at a very large warm up across the country. It's reaching as far north as Minnesota, central Minnesota, caving away at that snowpack, and we see it does cool down and doesn't get as warm for Thursday, especially across the north. It slows down a bit, but definitely the south still getting warm, and that's what will produce the severe weather. But up here, more rain and cloud cover, so it just doesn't get as warm with that warm sun. And then things see really cool down, especially for the north. We see a fine line between the warmer temperatures and the colder temperatures. I mean, you're not gonna be bitter cold, 40s and 50s and 60s, not 60s, but 40s and 50s and some 30s, and then down to the south to 60s, 70s, and some 80s. And that's where the cold front is gonna be, and that's where most of the rain is gonna fall along that cold front. So if we go in time, sorry, I need to pause it because I thought, never mind. All right, so we go through in time here. We see that the cold front keeps pushing to the south and east, while the northeast still stays very warm. This is already Saturday, and we still see the 60s as far north as southern Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire and upstate New York and Massachusetts. So very warm Saturday, but then again, things cool down quite drastically. You can see frost comes during the night. Nothing bitter cold, no records, but definitely a little bit cooler than what we have been seeing this week, at least. But to our surprise, you could see Sunday's not that bad. The 40s, maybe some 50s, and finally the snowpack has melted up here mainly, so the warm temperatures can get up here. Look at that, very warm across the southeast. Very thin line fine line between the cold and the drastic orange temperatures. Also very warm across the southwest. And then during the night still gets fairly chilly. Let's go through this. And then look, Monday not bad, 50s, 40s, 30s, even some 60s appearing, so definitely not bad, around average. Then Tuesday warmer, and then Wednesday even warmer. We see 60s, 70s, and 80s even in some locations. But we do get a cool down again, and you can see it's not going to be like a massive cool down, but these cool downs are getting less and less aggressive, with the cool downs, bringing the temperatures down into the 40s and 50s, not necessarily into the 20s and single digits like we have been seeing even at the beginning of this month. In the beginning of March, we saw outbreaks of cold where here it didn't even get out of the single digits. So that's basically over, and you can see that we do push down the cold. It gets some colder blasts, especially to the north. Some chillier nights, maybe up to single digits, could be possible during the nights. Not excluding that. We could still see snow by easy standards this far north at this time of the year, April 5th, and we see not that bad temperatures for the south. I think the south will be above average, not even that bad up further towards the north. So 40s and 50s, and you can see we start getting into even more warming pattern. These warming phases and cooling phases, but overall a decent pattern, not bad. No extreme cold, no extreme warm. In general, just a very nice benign pattern with no sharp drops. I mean, there are going to be some contrasts. You could see 60s, 40s, 30s, but that's spring. You can't get away with that. You can't have it all. You're going to have some warm days, some cool days. That's about as good as you're going to get during the springtime, because in order for it to be all warm days, that only happens in May, late April, or late May, early May. Late April, early May, that's when this temperature starts steadying out. But here right now, early April is still a month, or still a time frame where the temperatures are jumping back and forth between cooler nights and very warm days. We'll just have to bear through this. It's not that bad. We are through the worst in terms of the cold. I mean, that January polar vortex, that is long gone. In terms of precipitation, let's go to total accumulated precip. Let's just check out how much will fall in the next 384 hours. We see that there is quite a bit, actually. I'm waiting for this to load. For you guys, I could see it though. And then we see that the west, maybe quite a bit of precip according to GFS, but also good amounts across the central US, the Ohio Valley, and into the southeast and into the northern plains. In terms of the FV3 GFS, it's a family-run model of the GFS. We see a little bit different, but fairly similar. It's taking a little bit longer to load. I don't know if that's my problem with the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. Let's just, wait for this to load. The FV3 GFS is a model that should be I think it is the operational GFS one now. I'm not sure, but it was supposed to get switched around, but you could still see decent amounts of rain for the north, just in the different locations, and still good amounts for the west. In terms of the 6 to 10 day outlook, we see that the US is neutral for many locations from April 2nd to the 6th, and that makes sense because all these cool downs, warm ups just average out to a neutral pattern, and we see a little bit cooler here across the north, quite a bit warmer across the west, and some spots of maybe above average in the northeast and the most southern tip of Florida. Sorry about that yawning. It's a little bit late. I mean, not terribly late, but I'm just tired for some reason. And in terms of the precip probability, we see above average for quite a good chunk of the country, which is typical of spring. This year, things are already aggravated though with the heavy snow that fell earlier in the winter, especially in northern plains. So that all melted, and now the heavy spring rains above average. That is a little bit concerning, but we'll just have to deal with it. 4th to the 10th of April, you can see 8 to 14 outlook, things really start warming up, and I mean in a big way. We could go from a below average in some locations, like the northern plains, to much above average for quite I would say 3/4. I apologize, 3/4 of the country. Precipitation probability, you could see a fairly above average pattern continues into 8 to 14 outlook, maybe a little bit drier in the southeast. But, that's not necessarily good, especially with all that rain we've been seeing. In terms of snowfall, this is a European model. You could see it's showing a little bit in the Nebraska area. And that's mainly with this first storm right now. It's still showing quite a bit of snow across Indiana and Ohio if this would form. So sorry about that, guys. It's a little bit different now. The screen may be a little bit different. There was interruption, and that's because I can't record more than 10 minutes. So there's like a weird outro with the bandy cut, and now I'm back. So I'm sorry about that. But basically, I was just saying, snow in Kansas, Nebraska from that first storm, and a little bit of snow with that first storm as well across Ohio and Indiana. That may lead to a couple of inches, not much. And again, that's only if the cold air is fast enough to track behind the system and transition this rain over to some heavy snow, which could lead to a couple of inches of snow. Otherwise, though, consider shopping through Amazon through those links that I provide in a description. Again, you do not have to buy those items in specific; just buy anything you want, but make sure to go through that link. And I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. So see ya. Bye.